like such a clown because a couple of weeks ago I hopped on a vlog here and was talking about how I was in this reading rut and I had all these stacks of books I was showing that I was considering starting.
I feel like I'm in a dry spell of just mediocre, okay books. Nothing is gripping me.
I should have just looked at a calendar. I really should have. I was complaining for nothing because new yummy reading material was right around the corner, and now The Happy Place is in my hand by Emily Henry. This is her latest book. She's the author, if you don't know, of Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation, Book Lovers. So good. I'm 100 pages in and I'm just enjoying it so much. Before this came out, there was actually King of Pride that came out by Anna Huang, which is the second book in her standalone series. That was really fun. The character dynamic in that book I think was a departure from what she usually does, so it was just a nice little switch up. I'm really enjoying Happy Place. The premise of this is the two main characters are ex-fiancés and they have broken up months ago, but their group of friends don't know about the news yet, but certain circumstances bring them all together and the two main characters are forced to keep the facade going that they're a happy couple despite the fact that they aren't each other's biggest fans at the moment, and it goes back and forth between the past and the present. So far it's been capturing my attention. I feel like Emily Henry's books are so special in that they feel so cinematic. Her writing is just so colorful and vibrant and vivid, and these are all big words I'm using, but all to say that it creates this beautiful imagery in my head. I feel like I can easily see each character in the book in my head because they have such distinct personality. Some authors are just really good at creating atmosphere, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and Emily Henry is one that there's just a certain difference in her books when you sink into them that is really fun to explore, and I am enjoying every minute of it. Also, hardcover. Congrats on Emily Henry getting a hardcover release. Although, on the topic of hardcovers, this book was $25 at Indigo on special because it's a new release bestseller. That caused me to do some digging at what hardcover prices for fiction are at right now. This book, not on sale, is regular $37. And I saw another book, Sarah J. Maas's new book that will come up in January, was being sold not on sale for $40. I'm like, fiction hardcovers have become as expensive as non-fiction books in Canada. I wonder if it's like that in other places of the world. I feel like I've heard through the internet that Canada historically has some pretty high book prices. I could be wrong on that, but I am truly floored at where book prices have gone lately, because like I said, 40 bucks for a hardcover is what I would expect for nonfiction. So it's a crazy world out there. Even more of a reason to be very selective when I do choose which books to buy in physical form. I do a lot of ebook reading, a lot of Kindle Unlimited reading, which is a subscription that you can get $9.99 a month. It gives you access to 20 titles you can have on your Kindle, and there's a ton of titles that fall under Kindle Unlimited, so that keeps me busy. I go to use bookstores. I use the Libby app so that I can rent ebooks. You know, there are ways around it, but wowza! I was so good today. I did laundry and I have groceries coming from 2 different grocery stores. I'm slightly concerned that the 2 grocery people are going to come at the same time because they're scheduled for the same 3-hour block. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's not the same level as your Uber Eats driver coming at the same time as groceries, and then you have to like acknowledge to your grocery delivery that, yeah, I ordered all this food and I still got takeout today, but I just don't want to deal with the, oh yeah, that's for me, and oh yeah, that's also for me. Okay guys, I don't know why you were so stressed. They came separately, okay? Order number 1 is here. I don't know why you were all worried about them showing up together. Anyway, start with haul number 1. We got bag of lettuce so I can make tons of yummy salads. Ooh, I'm really excited about this actually. I got some pizza dough for pizza making, some delicious strawberries, cans of chickpeas because I'm out and I cannot for the life of me find the usual case that I get from Costco. It comes in bulk and then I'm stocked up, but they have been out of it. How many did I get? 6? So yummy. High in protein Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt can definitely be an acquired taste, but I find if you add fruit, maple syrup, hemp hearts, because that's easy to hide in there, it just is really delicious in the morning and really fills me up. Usually I'll also have some eggs. The real piece de resistance is my balsamic vinegar for, again, all the salad making. I'm very excited to be done with this bottle because I did it dirty by letting it get dirty. So this is nice and clean and I'm committed to keeping it that way. Oh, I'm excited about these. Yo, no, I did not spend Oh my God, I don't want to tell you how much I spent on these because I'm ashamed that I did. I didn't realize it was such a small little bag. But these are frozen bananas dipped in peanut butter and dark chocolate. I thought it was the Costco size because I've gotten these before, the chocolate covered strawberries, and it's like a nice decent sized bag. That's what I was expecting, like, but it's so tiny. I really want to try one now though. Is that wrong of me? I'm 26, I can make decisions. Oh my God, there's so few in there. This is painful for me. It is really good though. However, I know like people say that, I could make these easily. I do feel like these would be easy to make for a lot less than $7.99 for this quantity. Am I feeling a little bamboozled? Perhaps, but we're just gonna move on. Round 2 coming up. Order number 2 came while I was still mid-coffee, so maybe there was reason to be concerned. This is the big one. Stone mill bread. Brioche buns because I wanna make black bean burgers. More strawberries. A bag of apples for salads and snacking, but salads. Zucchini, onion, sweet potato, cucumber, blueberries for the Greek yogurt. Taco kit, it was on sale. Chocolate chips, it was on sale. Coffee creamer, peppers, cherry tomatoes for salad, snacking, other things. Some patatas, some baby patatas. Oh, I didn't get parsley. Is that my problem? Maybe. Great way to dress these small potatoes when you roast them is with like a mixture of olive oil and garlic and parsley. Oh, it is so good. It is so good. Yes. This is the key component of online grocery shopping. Are the eggs gonna come cracked or not? And we're good. I'm currently in a robe because I am gonna do some waxing. I have a wedding coming up in a few days and I really just wanna get rid of my arm hair because I haven't done this since last summer probably. I think I did this once last year, twice maybe. Arm hair is totally okay, but when I'm having a dress moment where there's a lot of arm exposure, I just think it'd be nice to clean it up. And then I want to do some tinted moisturizer that helps like kind of give my skin a little bit of a glow. There's a whole thought process going into this. So I personally like to use sugar wax. This is one that I get often. It's Wax Away. And you just microwave the little wax that it comes with. You stir it and it works really well. You can have it for a long time, re-microwave it as it cools off. It's super easy to use. And the great thing about sugar wax, if you don't know, is because it's made of sugar, it comes off with water. So if it gets anywhere, if I make any sticky messes, I'm not so upset about it because cleanup is easy peasy lemon squeezy. I got my collapsible bucket with hot water because instead of just using these wax strips once, I end up washing them and using them again. So I just find it easy to, as they're done, go in the bucket. The wax loosens from them and then I can just let them dry and reuse them again. Taking off the Apple Watch, which I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but my Apple Watch tan is still there from the past probably a couple years I've had this watch. It's like a permanent tan. My wax feels a little too runny right now. So I just want it to cool off for a few more minutes. But how adorable is this wedding card that I got? It's very, this is from Caitlin. It's a book. Doesn't get more me than that. It's cute. I'm actually excited for this wedding and the wedding I have in June because both of them involve a lot of family. So it'll be just fun to party with my fam. This wedding is actually downtown Toronto. So I don't even have to go anywhere. It's really rare for my family to all come to me, my area of the world. I'm usually always going back home to see everybody, but this time, no, everyone's coming here. I just thought this is adorable. What's the brand that does it? Idlewild Co. I'll try and find a link to it. They make some really cute cards. Ooh, that's very hot still. Okay, moment of truth. Got him. More. Woo. My tip as someone who's far from a professional at this is just to do smaller sections. I don't know, put on a podcast, put on some tunes, have fun with it. This is fun. In the bucket it goes. Reminds me of doing the Bior strips, those blackhead strips a couple weeks ago. I can't not look at the waxed hair afterwards. It's just so satisfying to see what I just ripped away. I'm trying to do this a few days before the event too, so that in case for some reason I do get irritated, but I've done this before and I haven't, but just in case my skin decides to act differently, I'm not panicking. Ooh, this is fun. I'm enjoying myself. Oh, it was a bit nasty, I'm not gonna lie to you. For most areas of my body, I shave, but if I do my arms, I prefer to wax. If I do my armpits, I prefer epilator. Sometimes I do my bikini line if I'm really brave, but that's a tough one to do by yourself. Let me tell you, you gotta have some sort of emotional ability to do that. What are we at, 12 minutes here? And we're almost done this arm. Progress is being made. I don't know if you can tell. This one's being stripped raw. I'll be right back. The next day, my arms are officially wax free and I can't stop touching them. I feel like this is the experience of when you freshly shave your legs and you go into a freshly made bed. That's what this kind of feels like. The rest of the evening I spend watching a new show that I'm into. It only has one season on Netflix. It's called The Diplomat with Carrie Russell. I'm on episode 6. I'm really liking it. Carrie Russell, I think, is such an underrated actress. It's another show that takes place kind of in the political sphere, and I say another show because I was previously watching Scandal and I finished it. How exciting. My quick thoughts on Scandal is I think those first few seasons are really like top tier, and then things get a little wonky as we go, but as a whole of a show, it was a fun one to binge. So definitely one I'd recommend if you're looking for a very lengthy show to dip your toes into. But it was funny because the first episode, The Diplomat, actually takes place in the White House, specifically the Oval Office, and there's a lot of scenes in Scandal in the Oval Office, and I feel like media in general does a really good job of duplicating the Oval Office to, I assume, somewhat accuracy, so they look like similar sets. So when I was watching The Diplomat, for a second there, I was like, wait a second, where's Olivia Pope? We have a situation that needs to be handled. But no, this is the world of The Diplomat. Olivia Pope doesn't exist here. The Diplomat is definitely a whole different tone of show, and I'm just really enjoying it. Obviously, I haven't finished it, so I don't know where season 1's gonna end, but I'm hoping there'll be a season 2. Anyways, I thought it'd be fun as I finish up getting ready here to show you some new beauty products I picked up during the Sephora VIB sale that happened, I guess, a few weeks ago now. I think I talked about when I bought the Rare Beauty lip oil recently that I don't buy a ton of makeup these days. I kind of stick to the things that I like. But this time, because it's been like so long since I've got some new things, I did dabble a little bit, and I'm gonna talk about some of the ones that have been tickling my fancy. First item is a lip product, and I liked it so much I got another shade recently, which is the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm. This is in the color Vanilla Beige, and I feel like this color is just a slight enhancement to my natural lip color, so it's very easy to wear every day. And then I ended up also getting a shade darker, Brown Sugar, because this one's just a little bit more of a pop of color when you want it, but they're still lip balmy, but they've kind of got some glossiness to them too. They're called lip butter balms, but I wouldn't look at these as replacements for like a regular lip balm, but these are great like everyday lip wears, which is something I'm always looking for because I want to be able to have like a little bit of color when I'm on the go without necessarily needing a mirror. So I'll put this one on right now. They also smell so good. There you go. Very natural looking, a little bit of a gloss enhancement without actually being a lip gloss. Summer Fridays is a brand I haven't tried before, but so is Tower 28, and they actually came out with this set exclusively, I think, for the VIB sale, where you got 2 full-size products. It's their full-size lip jelly and full-size tinted balm. The gloss is so nice. I love the pigment on it. I think plums just really work on my skin tone. This was really like a kit that was right up my alley. Such a beautiful color, but I'm gonna put on the balm today that you can use on your cheeks or your lips. I love the color of this, but I just find the packaging on this product is a little off. I always feel like I'm gonna open it so aggressively that my thumb is gonna go into the product. Ow. But it's such a nice color for a cream blush. A little goes a long way. I'm just gonna blend that right in. Probably should have used my sponge to blend this in, but the fingers did it. I'll add a bit to my lips here. Kind of nice that you can get that matching cheek lip moment. When I wear these two together, it really works too. The blush is in the color Beach Please, and this one is in Sesame. And the last new product I tried out that I am undetermined where my thoughts are on it, it is the Merit highlighter in the color Cava. I wanted a, ooh, that's definitely a hair, gross. I wanted a highlighter stick because between this cream blush and the Rare Beauty liquid blushes, I liked the idea for the summer to have some more creamy options. Trying to get away from the powders just to kind of glow me up a bit, and this is a highlighter that caught my eye. I like the shade. I like Merit as a brand too. I have their bronzing stick and a lip oil from them. Very great, both of them. It's got a beautiful glow. I just don't know if it's a game-changing product in my routine yet. Let's do some here. A little blend. I like to put some underneath the brow. We're just winging it right now. I'm not sure if you can tell much of a difference right now on camera, but a little bit of a glow is there. Not a product that's like super wowing me yet. I have to say though, I was pretty impressed with this VIB haul that I liked so many things from this order because I did it online, and I feel like there's always a bit of a gamble when you're ordering makeup online that you're not gonna get what you expected. There can be that discrepancy between the screen and IRL. I hate posing for thumbnails. The other day I was scrolling on the internet and someone reminded everyone to do the cleaning mode on their Nespresso. I haven't done that in an ungodly amount of time. Like I forgot that function existed. So I'm gonna do that today and see what gunk comes out of this Nespresso. The coffee machine I use every day. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Full tank is right here. I'm gonna clear the pod and press this button 3 times. I need to get something to hold all this. It's already not looking good, guys. That's just the first little bit that came out. It's brown. Yucky. It definitely could have been worse, but that's some pretty murky water. So this is your sign if you haven't done this cleaning cycle to your coffee machine in a bit. Get on that.
I'm tongue-tied, twisted around your finger like a piece of string. I'm winded, chasing after your ghost is real exhausting. I'm in love, but I don't think it's what I thought it was supposed to be. Love story, no guts and no glory. How did I get so dizzy, thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. It's something about you.